Hello and welcome everyone to the Yoga Ranger Studio channel, where you will probably already have noticed that I am not Aprille Walker. My name is Joelle. I run the Yoga with Joelle channel here on YouTube. I'm also a student of April's, and she and I decided to do a collaboration together. So my thanks go to her. I am very honored and pleased to be with you here today. And I would love to have you join me on my channel as well. The link will be in the description box below, where you can just search Yoga with Joelle. I primarily have short practices, 10 to 15 minutes, mostly focused around pain, so chronic pain, fibromyalgia, but also shoulder pain, headaches, neck pain, pretty much any sort of pain. And I do also have some yin yoga practices on there as well. Today I'll be taking you through a yoga for hip pain practice. You don't need any props for this practice, but if you'd like to keep some pillows or blankets nearby just for additional comfort, then please do go ahead and do so. And once you're ready, I'll see you on the mat. So once you're ready, we'll get started on our backs. Keeping the feet flat. Settling the entire spine into the mat, noticing how you're feeling, how your hips are feeling. Starting to take some deep breaths in and out through the nose. And when we talk about hip pain, or really pain in any area of the body, it's important to incorporate both stretching and strengthening moves in order to provide relief and strengthen the surrounding areas to protect whatever joint it is where we feel pain or tension. So let's begin by squeezing the glutes and lifting the hips up into a bridge pose, holding here for a few deep breaths, keeping those glutes nicely switched on. Perhaps noticing if one hip feels like it's sinking a little bit lower. Oftentimes we may have one glute that is stronger, or one hip that's a little bit more open. Totally normal, and a good thing to know about ourselves. And on your next exhale, begin to gently release, rolling the spine back down. And then crossing right ankle over left knee. Take a moment to press that right knee away from the body, settling the lower back into the mat. And then keeping the ankle where it is, take hold of that knee with one or both hands and gently stretch it towards the opposite shoulder. So right knee towards left shoulder. Very nice, and let's release that knee, press it away again, and we'll lift back up into our bridge pose, single leg bridge this time. Engaging through the glutes once more, lifting higher, and then exhale to gently set it down. And this time you can start to move that left knee in towards the chest, maybe holding on behind the left thigh or in the front of the shin. Either holding still or rocking a little bit left to right, you choose. Feeling a nice opening in that right hip. And let's release. We'll set the left foot back to the mat. Uncross the right ankle, set that foot down next to it, and just notice if there is any difference. Perhaps Right hip feels a little bit more open. And then let's cross left ankle over right knee this time, setting up for the second side. And just think about encouraging that left knee away from you, holding here. And again, one or both hands can hold on to that knee as we pull it towards the right shoulder. A little bit of a diagonal stretch here. Still breathing nice and deeply. Inviting just a little bit of tension to be on its way with every exhale. Wonderful, and we can release that knee, press it away from us once more, and think about squeezing through the glutes as once more we lift the hips up off the mat. Maybe a little bit different on this second side, a little bit stronger, or if you're like me, a little bit more wobbly. One final squeeze here, lift. And then very slowly rolling the spine back towards the mat. And once you've touched down, right knee comes towards the chest, holding on with both hands. A few slow, deep breaths here. And then setting that foot back down, uncrossing the legs, extending out through both legs. Just take a moment here, maybe wiggling the legs out a little bit, in and out. And keeping the left leg extended with a flexed foot, pull the right knee in towards the chest now. And maybe take some little circles with that knee, warming up through our hip flexors. And coming to stillness, think about pressing the knee away from you, but still holding on with the hands. So it's as if you're trying to break free. You're really engaging that leg, engaging all of the muscles in the leg. And then release, breathe in. And on your exhale, see if you might be able to pull that knee in just a little bit closer now towards your chest. Wonderful. And then we can let that go. And we'll see how we do on the second side. So flexing that right foot as the right leg extends. Left knee comes in towards the chest. Just notice how far it naturally comes in. We'll see if we can do something about that. And take a couple of circles with that knee. And then think again about pressing that knee away, breaking free of the hands, but the hands are resisting. And release, take a breath in. And on your exhale, perhaps the knee comes just a little bit tighter in towards that chest. Wonderful. And let's let that go. We'll plant both feet to the mat once more. And then step them just a little bit further away from you, coming up onto just the heels. So toes are lifted, heels are down. We'll squeeze through the glutes for our final strengthening move here on our backs. And we're going to lift and lower with our breath. So inhale to lift and squeeze, and exhale, set it back down. Inhaling, lift, and exhale back down. And take a few more, just going at the pace of your own breath. The more we can strengthen and release surrounding areas, so glutes, hip flexors, even our lower abs, the more the hips will be able to release tension, tightness, and the better we prepare the body to prevent future pain and inflammation as well. Very nice. Let's just take one more, lifting and lowering. Beautiful. And gently rolling over to one side. We'll lift up, meet me in a seated position. And we can cross right ankle over left knee again. And it's up to you if you would like to stay here. If this is a little bit too much, you can also simply bring right knee over left knee. So wherever you feel a stretch here in the right side of that hip, you can also intensify by bringing the left foot in a little bit closer. And again, just finding a gentle sway. Think about lifting through the heart. And then very slowly extending through that left leg, flexing the foot once more, setting the right foot down, and we'll hug on to our right knee so that we can gently twist and look over the right shoulder. Sitting up nice and tall. And I always like to encourage everyone to take a moment during your practice to thank yourself for turning up today, taking care of yourself. Your body will thank you for it. As we release that stretch and extending out through the right leg, crossing left ankle over right knee, and bringing that right foot flat to the mat, or again, maybe just doing knee over knee if that works better for today. Maybe lifting the chest a little bit higher to intensify, finding a little bit of a sway here. And of course, coming back to the breath, back to this idea of release, gratitude, and peace. And then flexing back through that right foot, allowing the left foot to come down, hugging on to your knee, and looking over the left shoulder. Wonderful. Let's unwind. And we'll come into a variation of deer pose, or what is sometimes called 90-90. And I'll just start on the left side so you can see. So what we're looking for here is 90 degrees in both knees, coming straight out from the hip. And if this feels like a little bit much or you feel like you're tipping over, this is a great time to add a pillow or a block underneath that left hip. So propping yourself up on both sets of fingertips, facing towards our left knee. And you could sit up tall, or you might progressively walk yourself forwards over that front knee. Again, inviting that left hip to release. And we'll try one of those strengthening moves one final time here. Think about driving the left knee down into the mat, through the floor. Really press it down. Press, press, press. And then release. Inhale. And exhale. See if maybe you can inch your way just a tiny bit further forward. Maybe finding just a little bit more space. And let's simply walk our way back up. Bring the hands behind you. Just take a couple of windshield wipers with the knees, letting everything go. And once you're ready, and the next time you're over towards the right, finding those 90-degree angles once more. Sitting up nice and tall, you could hold here. Or you might find the space to walk forwards any amount. And again, once you're there, we'll think about pressing this right knee, the front knee, down through the mat, really pressing it, using every ounce of strength that you can possibly muster. And release. Take a breath in. And exhale, holding here, perhaps coming forwards just a little bit more. And then pressing into the hands to lift your way back up. Just a couple more windshield wipers here, letting that go. And then choosing your favorite seated position any way you'd like. Take a moment to kind of sway yourself a little bit left and right. Notice whether anything has changed as we roll the shoulders back. Notice how you're feeling physically and also emotionally, hopefully finding a sense of pride for turning up today. And let's inhale the arms up towards the sky and exhale them down to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today here on the Yoga Ranger Studio channel. Again, my name's Joelle. I would love to see you over on my channel, Yoga with Joelle. And I do wish you a beautiful rest of your day, everyone. Thank you so much.